Hey everybody, and welcome to another Grizzled Beagle playthrough. This is Dingo.
And this is Kreslev.
Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So because Jotsam's got some real life stuff going on, I decided to do a quick playthrough of Risk of Rain, which is a fantastic roguelike game. Roguelike meaning that if you die once, you have to start the entire game over again. It is an 8-bit stuff, and it looks kind of weird, but it's actually
Thanks.
a fantastic game. And we'll actually go through the other thing. This is going to be an easy one with my favorite character, the Huntress. We're going to beat the entire game today. Spoiler alert! But with that, let's go ahead and get started.
As the world
All right, so
turns.
Kreslev. Now on as the world turns. Kreslev, have you ever heard of Risk of Rain before?
I actually haven't. I've never seen or heard of the game. Well, I've heard the name mentioned, but I've never known much about it.
Well, it's a fun game. Do you have any experience with roguelikes?
No. I've always been able to restart
Do you
games
have
if I
any
died.
experience 8 bits?
Yes, I
Do
do
you
have
have any experience with
experience.
8-bit games?
I had a Super
Alright.
Nintendo, so.
This is going to be just like that. Just like Super Nintendo.
So, Super
Except
Mario World.
crazy. Yes. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be using the Huntress. Here's all the different characters that you can use, as everybody can have unlocked them all.
Dry Lake.
Alright, so yeah, this is always going to be the first level. So every class has 4 moves. You've got, a basic attack, uh, kind of utility moves, and one super powerful move, and they are all based off of cooldowns. You also, every time you kill a monster, you gain experience and money. And to unlock the chests, you have to use your money, obviously.
Exciting. So, what kind of currency do they
Yeah.
use?
Space bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's space fun bucks. Now there are little containers spread around that contain money, experience, health. I decided that guy needed to die, but the only way for me to hit him was to use that little utility shot, little boomerang.
So, you have a utility
Uh,
belt, is what you're saying.
yes, the Huntress is effectively Batwoman, kinda
Was there?
Batgirl.
Okay, yeah, there was a Batgirl. Was there ever Batwoman? I don't remember there being a Batwoman.
I think it was just always Batgirl,
What we
because
need to
they had
do,
Catwoman, and I think that would have gotten confusing.
what we need to do
Okay,
is actually.
this is the gate. That's the gate to the next level. I decided, I was like, oh, do I want to start that? Yes. All right. So whenever you activate it, you have 90 seconds and you have to stay alive, and it summons a boss monster.
It's
In
a
this case, it's the
jellyfish.
Wandering Vagrant.
It's a
It's a
jellyfish.
giant space jellyfish that shoots exploding balls of death at you.
Well, all jellyfish do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's science. Everybody knows that. Um, the Huntress is my favorite character. She's a little bit different because she's the only one that can fire and move at the same time, which is, yeah, I know that
You
sounds
just
really strange, but it makes it really overpowered.
so basically, if you touch the jellyfish, nothing bad happens.
Yeah, the jellyfish doesn't actually do any damage to you physically, which is weird because there are like smaller space jellyfish, and they actually will damage you if they touch you.
So like that
The
one.
vagrant, yeah, see like that one right there? Yes, if that one touches you, it will do
Well, it stings
little
you, of
damage,
course. It's
but
a
the vagrant,
jellyfish.
yeah. Well, I mean, I assume the huntress just constantly pisses on herself.
That does make
Just
sense.
a constant stream of urine. I got a rusty jetpack, which makes me jump higher, and gives me a little bit of a float.
Stop lying to these poor people.
What?
It does not give you a
It's a jetpack.
float. If you had a float, you would have like
Well,
a ring
like
around
a root
you.
beer floats.
Okay, I was thinking of it like a float as in a floatee.
Nope. There's just something about this game that hits all buttons. Oh, see right there, the jellyfish hit me and it did some damage.
Well, I have
There's
another
something about
question.
this game that, yeah, go ahead.
You just got a rusty blade. Can you give people tetanus with the rusty blade?
It causes bleed. It causes a small amount of bleed.
But no lockjaw.
So just a little bit extra damage. No tetanus, no lockjaw. Just running around, seeing what else I can snag.
Paul's goat hoof. Well, that's sad.
Yeah, I don't know who Paul is. Or why I stole Goat's hoof. But I guess
You
you
know,
could say that I really got Paul's goat.
Yeah, you could say
Oh,
that. Or Paul could be like Mr. Tumnus and have goat hooves for feet, and you stole his foot.
oh, so Paul's a fawn.
Yes,
I'm not fond of fawns.
no one's fond of fawns. They're very uppity people.
All right, they're very uppity goat halflings. Those little statues are shrines, and it's kind of gambling. They cost less than opening one of the chests, but you have a possibility of getting something, like actually getting an item, or not getting anything at all.
So what you're saying is that you are literally praying to the god of gambling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Zipthar would not be proud.
No, no, I'm very sorry, Zipthar. I apologize profusely. It's no good.
So these caverns are very
I'm
damp.
sure. Yeah, they cause the croup. You can also get,
Yeah.
different kinds of
Gangrene.
fungal infections, one might say.
Be sure to wash your
These
feet.
guys are those those guys are jerks. They teleport around. They constantly follow you. They're just jerks.
Oh, they're actually stalking you. You are a huntress.
Why would you stalk? What would you stalk a huntress?
You're a
Isn't the
huntress.
huntress the one that's doing the stalking?
Well,
Yeah, shouldn't I be
no.
the stalker?
Yeah, but she has stalkers that are male.
So the
The-
huntress as like, people who are standing outside of her window at night.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, by the way, you may have noticed every once in a while I'll shoot those little rockets.
That's the
And I do
disposable
not hit
rocket
that
launcher.
guy, 'cause
I'm
he's little.
assuming.
Yeah, that's the disposable rocket launcher. Those are different. Those are use items. I'm a terrible
So
shot.
basically, you use
They
them and then
fill
they.
up. Yeah, and they have a longer cooldown. There's a whole bunch of different use items. I like this one because, well, as you'll see later on, every time to finish a level and there's a whole bunch of monsters spread around, those rockets home. They home in on. So
Not to be confused with gnoming rockets.
yeah, the gnoming rocket launcher.
Extra props to whoever knows what game that's from. Stay alive.
Also at that gate. All right.
Ancient
It's
Wisp.
not generally, yeah, it's not generally a good idea to start at those
So,
gates as soon as you find them. I'm actually going through this way faster than I should be. It
uh,
almost kills me a couple times.
well, I have a question. Do you have to kill all the enemies to proceed?
Yes. So 80 seconds, some enemies will spawn. Before you can get through the gate, all the enemies in the level have to die. After the 9 seconds, no more enemies will spawn.
Okay.
So it's a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time.
So the next question is, why are they trying to kill you?
That's actually an interesting question. So, if you watch the scene, which obviously you can't because this isn't the first time I've started the game, but so your character is on a ship. You're on a spaceship that's carrying a whole bunch of these artifacts. You're effectively a postman, and
Very
you
noble
crash
profession.
land, and so you find yeah, right. Well, you find yourself crash landed on this rock, and everything immediately starts killing you, or at least trying to. It's never quite just everything in the entire game just hates your guts. It's never quite clear why. It's gone through the
Well,
data logs and everything else.
well, here's an interesting idea. Maybe this planet's not gotten mail in a very long time, and they're very pissed about it.
Yeah. Where's my lat bag?
I had a
I love watching
subscription.
all those rockets going off.
I had a subscription.
But whenever we get to the final level, I'll bring something up that'll kind of change maybe your perception of what's going on here. It's really interesting. It's an indie game, by the way. This was not some big name studio. This was only a couple dudes in a basement.
A literal basement.
I don't know if it was a literal basement. It was definitely a figurative basement. Look at the backgrounds though. It's really cool.
So,
It's got all the roots and stuff.
yeah, so there's still an enemy somewhere?
There are two. Nope, now there's one. And I killed. See what I mean with that rocket launcher? That's the reasons why I love using that thing. Oh, I got to get to that, but I can't. Oh, there's the pad there. Jump.
Sunken tombs.
Yes. So most of this level is underwater. Oh, I don't know if you could hear those bells in the background.
Yes.
That actually means that the difficulty level has gone up. So one of the reasons why I'm kind of zooming through here is that the game is based off of a time system. The longer you stay, like the longer you play, the more difficult the game becomes. Now, the other difficulty levels, the higher difficulty levels, what they do is they reduce the amount of time it takes to go between difficulty levels. So I started off on very easy. Right now I'm on easy, then I'll go medium.
Okay.
Hard,
So that
and
countdown.
It gets ridiculous, yeah. Well, it's counting up.
Okay.
Now I'm not underwater. Hooray! I actually get kind of lucky with my placement here. That thing that I just skipped, that is a chunk of marble, and it produces a gate. I could drop a gate right there by the. I could have dropped a gate by the teleporter, and then anywhere else I was in the level, I could press the button again to get a second teleporter or a second gate rather. I'd rather have the missiles. To be completely honest.
Level up.
More of a convenience thing than anything else. I don't know if you can also hear the music in the background, but the music's amazing.
I can actually. I can hear the music. Yes. And you're just working that bow. I mean, your arms have to be getting tired.
Well, I'm assuming it's some sort of like laser bow, so it probably doesn't actually have any mass.
You know
It
this
doesn't
is
actually take any physical effort to shoot it back, or to pull it back rather.
You don't know that.
I don't. I'm completely making that up off the top of my head. The thing about this game is that the first couple times you play, the first several times you play, really, you're not going to make it to the end. Like you're just not going to survive. However, by this point, because I've unlocked everybody, and I've got most of the really good weapons, even though I'm going way faster than I really should be, I'm going to, by the end, to become an unstoppable juggernaut of death.
So you are the juggernaut.
That's where I'm at. I'm close to there at this point. I still haven't. What's funny is I still haven't even killed the. I haven't killed the boss yet. You'll see the giant health bar up at the top.
Yeah. Is he a fish? Is the boss a fish?
No, he is not a fish. He is a giant stone guardian. Can you guess what he is?
Hey.
Surprise! He has a castle for a face. Look at his little head.
Hey, you have a crowbar.
Guardian? Yeah, Gordon Freeman. I like the Colossus design, but he's kind of a joke. Like, he never even gets anywhere near enough to me to actually do anything.
No, look at your...
Here's the downside. There's no way for me to get back up there from where I am right now, so I literally have all the way back around the level. Oh, attack missile. Yes.
You're very excited about the attack missile.
So now instead of having... Yes, because now instead of having to rely on my use system, my use item to send out missiles, I'll just randomly just send out missiles.
Hey, did you just... Oh.
Nope,
So
I'm fine.
There's no fall death then.
No. I think on the higher difficulties there are, but I play on the higher difficulties because I'm a scared little... I just play this game to relax because, like I said, by the end I feel like an unstoppable juggernaut of death.
So it's basically like you have a dead funnel.
Don't say it, you'll summon it into this game too.
Suddenly you just start floating everywhere.
Things that I like about this game, yeah, it just fly off the screen. One of the design elements that I like about this game is that depending on what items you pick up, it gives a different graphical representation on your character. So like I have the barbed wire, and it puts the little spikes around my character. I have the attack missiles, and it puts the little crosshairs. You know, just different stuff that gives me quick visual. As long as you know what to look for, it gives you a quick visual representation of what you have available, like what you're already running.
So what's the little thing flying behind you?
That is a drone. You can pay a certain amount. You'll see them scattered around. They're broken, and you can pay a certain amount to repair them. It just shoots its little gun, flies around behind me and shoots its little gun, but they all take damage. And they can be re-broken, so they're not permanent by any stretch. But once they've been broken again, you can pay an increased fee to repair them once more. See there, I tried to use that shrine and it didn't give me any, so it was a waste. Some people say they never use the shrine specifically for that. I don't know. I can't help myself. They're cheaper having to open a chest.
You, sir, are a sucker.
I am until I actually get good stuff out of them. See, there's a robot. I've got another robot.
A ribbit.
You should name. What are we gonna name them? I think we should name one of Dave.
We could name one Dave and one GLaDOS.
I like to think of them as not being. They're not murderous.
How about
They don't enjoy what they do.
How about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
Duty bound. Yes, let's name them Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. And you'll see why that's appropriate later.
Oh God, bats!
The glowy, yeah, not the bats. The big glowy guys. Those are called parents.
Where are the children?
We're not actually going to go to the level. Yeah, we're not actually going to go to the level that explains where the children are.
Why?
There's only a certain number of levels that you can go through, or that you go before you have access to the final level, and it randomizes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could have, at the final level, I could have said, oh, I'd like to go back and do it in. I didn't do that, though. I wanted to get through. I mean, this video's already going to be over minutes as it is.
Stay alive.
Too much fun murdering parents.
Hey, it's a piggy.
And now it's time for a pig roast.
I'm getting flashbacks to Dark Souls.
Yeah, right. This game does have a problem with Dark Souls. If for some reason you don't, you get another chance. I mean, you have to start over where you rested last. Dark Souls on fire in this game. It's the title screen.
Dum 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 dum.
Small thing to note: those little gooey strings. Whenever you walk past those, they slow you down.
Oh, okay.
However, you can phase right through them.
Phase shifting is fun.
That move is invaluable. Like, I really even explained to you how important is that move exists.
What, the teleporting?
The Huntress does the little blink. Because the Huntress does not get a whole lot of health. So the fact that you can fire while moving, and all the movement ability that you have, is what'll keep you alive. At least until you get all the necessary items and you become death. Oh, this is a randomizer machine for a little bit more money. You can stop it at any time, so it's kind of like a slot machine, but it'll always give you something.
So it's like those old boxes in Super Mario World that you could stop it on whatever it is, and that item you would get.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much like that. Is that 3 or 4 references to Super Mario World that you've made so far?
I don't know. I'm trying to make as many as possible.
Well, 8 bits everything else. Alright, so at this point, I'm really just huntressing down all the people who are left. Oh, Guardian Heart. So first I got a tooth, so I'm literally taking the teeth of my enemies at this point.
You've already taken a foot as well.
Nothing that time.
Oh, they got something.
And, yeah. It's another use item. Again, I'd rather just have the mister. Once you've gotten a certain number, I think 3 items from one of the
Shrines.
Things, it explodes. Yeah, one of the shrines, it explodes. Alright, so this is the second to last level, and it's almost always the same. Like, it'll always be the Temple of Elders, and it has a very similar layout every time. There's a few variations, but not many. Temple Guardians, lots of health.
Oh god,
not really that much
not Guardians, please. Please not Guardians.
What?
The last game I played with Guardians, there were thousands of them.
Which one was that?
Borderlands 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I remember that. Make sure to bring your ion weapon. Or your electric weapon, rather. Did they have those in Borderlands 2 as well?
No, they didn't.
Oh, look, I get lucky. Here's the teleporter.
Another boar?
Really? Yeah, it randomly spawns. It just randomly picks which one it's going to spawn, so... What are you going to do?
Eat bacon?
Interesting thing to note about the, I don't know if I'd eat bacon that came out of that thing. Whenever the toxic beast screams like that, it spawns a whole bunch of little babies. And they die, just like the rest. Interesting thing to note about the Guardian, though, is that their shots only damage. Oh no, Rosencrantz is dead.
Oh no.
I told you that was going to become relevant.
What about Guildenstern?
Their shots only damage you at that one spot that is shown by the little circles. Those are leeches. They restore all amount of health. Well, actually, a pretty large, but again, I would rather have the rocket launcher. Remember, kids, be like Dingo. With the choice, always go for a rocket launcher.
It's still spawning. Concussion grenade.
Yeah, it will for another 10 seconds. Frag out! Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, get him!
Ceremonial dagger.
Ceremonial dagger. Yes, whenever you kill an enemy now, it releases these little spirit orbs that hunt down and kill other enemies.
That seems unfun.
I don't know why I kept trying to get that rope and I just couldn't.
It hates you, that's why.
It does. The rope, it hungers.
Oh, you don't have enough money to do the other one.
Yeah, they cost a lot. They almost always have a... You'll notice that the items have a color around them.
Yes.
Gray or white being the most common, green being somewhat rare, and red being extremely rare. The golden chest will almost always spawn a red item.
Will-o-wisp.
Yep. I have a chance every time I kill an enemy for them to explode. Very helpful. Alright, so tell me what you're thinking here, as Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, and I take our trip back to the teleporter.
Well, so far it seems like a fun game. I mean, there's a lot of variation to it. It looks like it's just a fun little thing to play through. So, I mean, having never played it, having very little experience.
Alright, look, hold on. Press Q to teleport to the final level. Every other teleporter has been A. If you press A at this teleporter, it takes you back to level 1. and you have to go through all the levels again to get back there. I cannot tell you how many times I made that mistake when I first started. You have to press Q. I love the art in this game. Look at that background. It says find the teleporter, which is a little silly because I'm not actually looking for the teleporter in this level.
What are you looking for in this level?
This is the ship. This is the ship that I crash landed. And I'm actually trying to get to the command deck so that I can leave. Can't get through there. That door's...
Ah, jellyfish!
The vagrant, it wanders. Again, the wandering vagrant's not that deadly, unless they're shooting. Much deadlier enemy are the little claymen in there. The claymen do a ton of damage, and they get specials, I guess you'd call it. Like they get enchanted with stuff. Some of them get enchanted with fire or the ability to shoot like little red orbs that do extra damage. They're really annoying. They're super fast. They can do action rolls.
So they're William Shatner is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just so hammy. Oh, I think for a second there, either Rosencrantz or Guildenstern died. I'm not sure which one.
Hermit scarf.
That key card is gonna be super important. Let me tell you.
Hey, it's a wolf head.
I already have one. So now I have 2 wolf's heads.
Do they stack?
Yeah, the effects usually stack.
So what you're saying
in this case, what the wolf head does is whenever a critical strike, it gives you a boost, and it'll stack up to 3 times. Since I've gotten 2, it just increases the effect by twice. So you may have noticed at this point, it's very difficult for anybody to actually do any sort of appreciable damage to me. And I do so much bonus critical damage, and I'm critting so often that it's a little unfair, honestly.
Well, here's another question. So you kind of mentioned that, if you play through a lot, that you have a better chance. Do your effects from the previous games roll over to your new games?
Anything that you unlock. So if you complete some challenges, that unlock a new item, you'll be able to then get that item whenever you go through the time you play. Okay. So a lot of these items I wouldn't have, if this was my first time playing, would not be unlocked yet.
Does
that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Golden gun.
The golden gun.
Is that a one-shot kill?
The more money I have? No, it's just the more money I have, the more bonus damage I do. You can see, alright, so if you're looking at the little numbers popping out of the monster's head, it'll be a golden number, if that makes any sense. And you see there's a little, now there's a little, references, now I can literally Mario kill people. There's a little meter next to me now that, right now it's pretty much empty, but as I gain gold it'll fill up. And that shows how much bonus damage I'm doing.
So you are the woman with the golden gun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Game.
I'm remembering that the hunter's that female. One of the only females in the entire game. And again, in my personal opinion, she is the best character. If for no other reason than you can shoot and move at the same time. Other characters actually have to stop. Can't run and gun. They actually have to stop in their tracks, fire, and then continue moving. It's not nearly as good as you'd think it is. There's a stun grenade in action.
So the purpose of this last level is to get back to the command center of your ship?
Yes, the command deck, the controller deck, I guess, whatever you want to call it, the flight deck. Another golden gun, now I can dual wield. You see my little meter is about 3/4 of the way full.
You need more gold, more gold!
More gold for the gold. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern still hanging strong. Everything seems to be going pretty good.
Sprouting egg.
Yeah, if I stand still for long enough, or no, never mind. That's a fungus. No, whenever I'm not actively in combat, my health will regenerate faster.
Oh no, not another door. To the
This
bridge.
is actually the last door. Yeah, to the bridge. That was the word I was looking for. The bridge.
So are these guys just like hanging out here? Like, hey, when someone pushes that button.
They spawn in. No, they're spawned by the final boss. And we'll talk about the final boss in just a minute.
Is he the computer? Is the boss your ship?
No, the boss is not the ship. The boss is the person who pulled the ship out of orbit. But it's interesting. So, all right, how do you feel about what we're doing so far? So, I mean, we're on this planet, but at this point, we've pretty committed genocide. I mean, we've had to have wiped out the population of a couple of small cities.
It's for the greater
I just want
good.
to show off. Up here is storage and armory. We are not going to be using either of those rooms. Oh, you have to use the purple key cards that you get to open these doors. Down here is the medical bay cabin. And I'm going for the medical bay for a very important reason. It's super important. I cannot even stress to you how important what I'm doing here is about to be. Get him, Rosencrantz. Get him, Guildenstern.
You're getting
also,
a life
the
upgrade?
hunters always aim at the no. The huntress always aims at the closest enemy. Even if you're backing away, whatever the closest enemy is, she'll shoot at that. However, if there isn't one, all right. So that was a medical cabinet, and I teleported that to the bridge.
Huh.
Very important. I just want you to remember that. It's gonna be very important. What was I saying?
Closest enemy, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, close enemy. She gets a little confused sometimes and doesn't always shoot at the closest enemy. Well, she may not actually shoot at an enemy. She'll just fire whatever direction she's running at the time. All right, get ready for one of the worst dick bosses in the entire history of video games. Say hello, Providence. Bulwark of the weak. Providence is a jerk. He has a sword that hits really hard. He has this little attack that sends you flying up in the air. He teleports around. And also he has the shield that he'll pop randomly that makes you only do 1 damage to him no matter what you're hitting him.
I'll see it.
Yeah. Oh, also he does this, where he shoot these little things that try and kill you.
Oh
if you're
no.
going to dodge him, you always want to dodge. Yeah, you always want to dodge to the left because he swings to the right, and he'll catch Rosencrantz and Guildenstern every single time if you're dodging to the right.
Not Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
That's what he does.
They've not heard anything.
And it gets worse. It gets worse. Okay. Oh, right. So want to dodge past that, get some free hits in on him because he's dumb. Oh no, he popped his shield because he's dick. Oh, Rosencrantz is dead.
No. He had a family.
So I brought him back. So just like in real life, if you pump enough money into something, it fixes. Apparently, just went to the Obama school of.
Well, his purple health is almost gone.
Yeah, that means nothing. Oh, up there at the top, you see the little cabinet with the green?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the medical cabinet that I brought in.
Hey, look, snakes.
Worms. Yeah. These guys are pretty easy, and hopefully the Huntress has some attacks that do multiple hits. It's really helpful. pretty nice. But I want to talk to something for a second. So the final boss's name is Providence, Bulwark of the Weak.
Hmm.
Why do you think he's named that?
What's his name one more time?
Providence, Bulwark of the Weak. A bulwark is, think like a shield. I guess you could say he's like the shield of the weak.
He's protecting the life on the planet? Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually... We're the bad guy. Well, granted, he sucked us out. Oh, here's Here's Dick move number 2. So first he summons in these lot stronger guardians, dicks. But not a big deal, because again, you can easily dodge their attacks. Here's where it's going to get a little nifty though. He has one more trick up his sleeve. I think he's going to do it here relatively soon.
Marshmallows? Does he throw out marshmallows?
Yeah. Oh no, way worse. He summons his shadow that does just as much damage, and so now instead of only having to dodge 1 Providence, you have to dodge 2. And Rosencrantz and Guildenstern dropping like flies. Oh, and any damage you do to his shadow doesn't actually hurt Providence at all. Guild, get up, buddy. Loot you out of it. Right, so I could go over Critical Cabinet at any time and get a full heal, and we'd actually heal my, it would heal my boss at the same time. It'd heal Rosencrantz and Guildenstern as well.
Well, that's exciting.
I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't. I'm just saying I could
have. It's a possibility.
Rosencrantz, drop it again. I mean, I could have. Come on, Rosencrantz, get up, buddy. Yeah, that's the one thing I kind of don't like about this fight is it's a little slog. Like, it is a long fight. Well, again, one of the main problems here is that I zoomed through the levels, and I'm not quite as strong as it could have been. So if I had been just a little stronger, you know, maybe had taken my time a little bit more. Yep, see, that's how important that was. I'm so glad I went and did that. I'm so glad I went and got that super important thing. We are, in fact, the bad guys. It's us.
Her soul's still remaining on the planet?
Yeah, it's a little unclear what exactly they mean by that. But that's okay, because we have a cargo hold full of things to eat on the journey home.
Well, that's exciting.
So that is Risk of Rain. That's a real quick run through of the entire game. That's an image of the first character that you have, and some of the stuff. The electric eel, he's got the just stuff that he has. Here's the level, number of bosses, all that good stuff. All right, so Kreslev, what do you think?
It looks like a fun game. I'll definitely have to give it a look. It seemed like it was balanced. Again, you have lots of things unlocked. It looks like it's balanced pretty well. It looks like it's a fun game. It's something that would be an interesting play.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we got one more week without Jotsam on there. So what I'll do is, this is my ideal player. Stab. Why isn't it? Oh, I can't stab it. Won't let me stab that thing with my spear. Yeah, so what I will do is I will let the thread decide what class I'm going to play, or if you even want me to do a quick rundown of all the classes, and if there's anything in particular you'd like to see.
All right. Well, hey, let's do that.
That's about all I got.
Let's do that, but let's extend that out a bit. The thread, also, you can vote on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. So between every those, we'll tally those votes up, and we'll see which class gets the highest vote. So Dingo, if you could just type something up for the thread and type something up for the Facebook page, we'll post the class descriptions there.
Okay. Yeah. Or again, we can vote for me to just do, because you've seen the entirety of the game at this point. Like you haven't necessarily seen all the levels, but I mean you've gone from beginning to end, minus a couple things. I could just do a quick recap of everything else that we missed. I could do a quick, maybe go through the first level with all of the classes, just real fast, and just
Well,
give a quick rundown of what each of them does. I mean, that's completely up to you guys. It's whatever you want to see. Because, but if you're telling me to go through with the enforcer on Monsoon, and you have to do the entire 3 minutes, yeah, I can't do that. So I'm okay at this game, but I'm not great. Give me a little bit of a break here. We're just trying to fill some space until Jotsam gets back.
all right, so if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to interact with us on YouTube, Twitter, Something Awful. Heck, you could Steam group as well, of course. So any of those ways, let us know what you think Dingo should play with. That sounded bad. So yeah, just be sure to let us know that, and be sure to subscribe if you like our videos. So for Grizzled Beagle Playthroughs, this is Kreslev,
This is Dookie Dingo.
and we'll see you again next time.
Hope you guys had as much fun watching as I had.
And